I wonder, do they actually bite the kids? He eats kids as well. The people who come up with folklore are definitely sick in the head. There's no way they are mentally fine. Hello everyone, today I'm watching Lesser Known Christmas Folklore Characters by Salmonella Academy. The only Christmas folklore I know is Krampus, and that's pretty much it. So let's see what this video is about.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey kids, hope you had yourself a merry little whatever. I know I did. What do you like best about the holiday experience? My personal favorite part is where we systemically brainwash children into thinking they're supernatural beings who judge their every move and then invade
My
their
favorite part
house
is probably the fact
Now,
there's no
everyone
school
knows
or
Santa,
work
good old
during that
Saint
time
Nick,
period.
Old Father Christmas, old Christopher Kringle, old Elpheus Prime, Slayer of Elk and Bringer of Xboxes. And you've probably heard of some other characters somewhere too. Guys like Krampus, Belsnickel, Charlie Brown, Xi Jinping. Well, today I want to show you guys some more obscure
Xi Jinping, so of course, Winnie the Pooh.
all across the globe, but mostly Europe. Now, this first creature's name comes from the Welsh. As a matter of moral principle, I personally don't formally recognize the Welsh language. Maybe someday they'll figure out how W's and Y's work, then it'll be a different story, but for
How do you even spell that? Lude? Lude?
For the time being, you'll have to excuse me for not condoning
What
bullshit.
the hell is that? Actual name of a village in Wales. Lanfel. I'm not even going to attempt. I'm not even gonna try.
Like
there's
so
no
the
point.
thing allegedly called Marie-Louise isn't a true mythical creature per se,
Louise.
but more so a tradition carried out for at least the past few centuries in South Wales. No, I mean Old South Wales. This is how it works. Every holiday season, the village rapscallion will take a horse's skull and affix it to the end of a pole. Kind of like one of these things, except, you know, awful. The skull
This sounds
is
kind of
typically
familiar to
decorated
me.
in some way, and sometimes they put in a lever so you can make the mouth move on its
Yeah,
own.
I've heard of
Then
something
a white
like this
sheet
before.
is draped over the pole and its holder, thus giving the illusion that Famine himself has come to destroy all your figgy pudding. From here, one would think that the nightly festivities would include welshing your trousers and repenting for a lifetime of
I feel bad
nonsense,
for the
but no,
children
it
who
gets
live
better.
there.
You know that whole mouth-moving thing?
And experience
Turns out
this.
that's not just for taking wild snaps at the faces of innocent children. The Marie-Louise and its party of caretakers will go around to random houses and sing a song about wanting to be let inside. The inhabitants are then expected to sing
Hell no.
back with excuses
I
as to
will
why
not
they
let
don't want this
something like that in my
abomination in
house.
their home. All in rhyme, of course. This goes back and forth until either the Marie-Louise gives up or the party's invited in, at which point they get to raid your pantry and drink all your beer. So if you ever find yourself rap battling a horse skull in South Wales, don't panic. It's normal, I guess. Next we have Frau Perchta, a witch-like being said to...
That's... I mean, I guess if you do invite... If you open the door and let them in, technically they're not stealing, since you allowed them to do it, but that still seems like it should be... That still just seems wrong to me.
To visit during the holidays in the Alpine regions of Germany and Austria. Depictions of Perchta can range anywhere between beautiful woman and whatever the hell this is, but usually they fall somewhere in between.
It really just looks like
she's also sometimes shown with
another
this big,
version of
weird,
Krampus.
floppy goose foot. That's because she's apparently real into spinning. Sometimes woman and whatever the hell this is.
At least the picture on the right here looks like a weird, different depiction of Krampus.
But usually they fall somewhere in between. She's also sometimes shown with this big, weird, floppy goose foot. That's because she's apparently real into spinning. Not the 2-foot kind though, the 1-foot kind. It's said that this delightful spinster pays a visit to all the little wiener schnitzels on the 12th night of Christmas. If you were well behaved and hard-working this year, she might leave you a small silver coin in your shoe. How kind. But if you've been an inattentive young lady and didn't spin all your flax that year, Perchta will trample all your half-woven fibers as punishment, and you'll say, weird flax, but okay. Fucking cut that out, Jesus. Then there's the stuff Perchta considers especially naughty, which can vary depending on who you ask. If you left your house a mess, or you didn't leave out the traditional bowl of porridge, or maybe you didn't eat your ceremonial fish and gruel on feast day, that's when you've been a real goober. As recompense, she'll rip out your fucking intestines through your abdominal wall and then stuff your empty body cavity with pebbles and straw until you're just as plump as when she started.
Who up with this stuff? What human being who is not sick... No, whoever came up with this is definitely sick in the head. The same goes for most folklore. The people who come up with folklore are definitely sick in the head. There's no way they are mentally fine. Who thinks of this type of stuff and then makes it into like a story you tell children? Parents were way more fucked up back in the day.
Nobody knows what she does with your freshly harvested innards after she leaves.
Probably sells them on the black market.
Mountains and has an obsession with thread making, I think we can all infer the obvious truth. Of course, no discussion of folklore of any kind can truly be complete without taking a look at Iceland. Between the centuries of isolation and the volcanic fumes constantly spilling out over the countryside, it's no wonder that they're one of the world's biggest exporters of whack-ass mythology. Seriously, according to one 1998 survey, over 54% of Icelandic citizens said they believed in elves. Let me repeat that, just so we're all clear. In 1998,
that is concerning. Half of the population in Iceland believes in just lies? In fairy tales? That's concerning.
The majority of the population of Iceland said they believed in elves, and a very large portion probably still does today. As such, the cast of characters said to visit during the holiday season over there is naturally quite diverse. The main lineup consists of the family pictured here. This is the leader of the bunch, a troll, goblin, ogreish type lady named Grilla. Grilla just fucking eats kids. That's it. She's said to prefer the naughty ones, but as long as it's small and made out of kid, she's game. Then you got her husband,
maybe not that bad. Could have been worse.
Who lives with her in her cave, generally considered to be equally ogreish. When the holidays roll around, if there's no soot in your fireplace,
what does he do?
He'll reward you with a pickled herring. But if it's dirty, he'll scoop up the ash and dump it in your bed. Ooh. Nah, just messing with you. None of that's true. He also just eats children. The couple also has a giant cat called
Come on.
Abyss.
Seriously?
The cat's main concern is whether
he
or not
eats kids as well.
Receive new clothes for Christmas. Pretty hypocritical considering it walks around naked all the time, but whatever. Anyway, if you got new clothes, then good for you. You got new clothes. On the other hand, if you didn't get any, well, can you guess what he does?
It eats kids.
Like a wild stab? Yeah, that's exactly right. He fucking eats you. Children, adults, doesn't matter. He'll even vor your dog. He doesn't care. Finally, you got the best of the bunch, the 13 Yule lads, each of which visits on a different day.
They eat. Well, do they eat you as well?
They're kind of like the 7 dwarves, but whereas those guys are jolly and helpful and stupid shit like that, the only real goal of the Yule lads is to harass and inconvenience people as much as possible, and each one has a unique way that they go about doing that. I'm going to go through all 13.
So they're just assholes, all of them, for no reason.
I'm not even going to try to say the Icelandic names, so I'll just give you guys the English translations, which are very apt, by the way. First, you got Sheepcoat Clod, who goes around harassing sheep, but he's easy to catch on account of his peg legs. Then there's Gully Gulk, who hides in gullies to steal milk from your cows.
What's a gully?
There's Stubby, he's real short. He eats the leftover crust out of pie pans. This one's called Spoon Licker. He licks spoons. He's also incredibly thin on account of malnutrition for some reason. There's Pot Scraper, he scrapes pots. And Bowl Licker, who's like Spoon Licker. The key difference here being that he licks bowls. You got Door Slammer, who slams doors in the middle of the night. And then Skier Gobbler, who gobbles up all your skier, which is like a Nordic yogurt type thing. Whoa, who's
Bring
that
back the ones who eat kids.
It's
those were at least better than these ones.
Here to swipe your sausages. And who's that in the windows? You bet your ass it's Window
cracked.
Peeper. Look at him peep. And who could forget our
high as hell.
Doorway Sniffer, who sniffs your doorway with his giant freakish nose to seek out bread. There's Meat Hook, he steals your meat with a hook. And finally, Candle Stealer, who fucking, you get the picture. So, if you know some kids who just won't behave, maybe it's time to take a page out of Iceland's book come next holiday season. Now remember, your friend dressed up as Grilla doesn't have to actually eat the kids. Just bite them a couple times, that'll be enough. Anyway, with New Year's right around the corner, the time comes to make our New Year's resolutions.
I wonder, do they actually bite the kids? Or at least pretend that they're going to? Because I can see that happening.
While you may spend New Year's Eve getting hella turnt, why not spend New Year's Day getting hella learnt? You can do just that with Skillshare.org.
Okay. Yeah, so like most folklore, this was messed up on a lot of different levels. This is what you tell your kids if you want them to grow up scarred, if you want to mentally damage them, if you want them to... Just don't tell your kids folklore. It's probably not a good idea. Especially not stuff like this. Don't tell them someone's gonna eat them. Or do. You can traumatize your kids, I don't care. Trauma can be good sometimes. Yeah. I didn't think Iceland would be like the place where folklore is such a big deal. I didn't even know there was so much folklore for Christmas. And this was just a few from Europe. Who knows what else there is from like other continents. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some even more messed up shit from like South America or Asia. Because I can see them making up something even more horrifying than these European ones. I can see that happening. Anyway, like and subscribe, comment. Link to my Discord server is down in the description below. You can check that out if you want, and I will see you in the next video.